Hello, it's Crafty Carol here again with another video, and Gus says hello as well. Paper scraps. We always have so many. These are some scraps from the gorgeous paper, I can't remember what it's called, Earth and Elegance, that's right. The gorgeous Earth and Elegance paper that I've had after I've made quite a number of cards, because I've really fallen in love with this set, this sweet, gorgeous stamp set as well. But today I want to talk about the paper scraps. So these scraps are all 5 centimetres or 2 inches wide. They're various different lengths, as you can see, but my first idea, the first thing I need to do is trim them all down to around about 14 centimetres, and you'll see why in a minute. So let me just show you that. So 14, they're not quite all the same. It doesn't matter if they're slightly different widths. It really doesn't. So I don't know, I'm trying to cut all of these at once. Oh, look at these trimmers are just brilliant. Let's cut all of them. So they're all cut to around that size. And then the next thing I want to do is cut them corner to corner. So I can use the channel in my trimmer to do that. But a little hint, don't try and have your cutting blade above or below it. Always start with your cutting blade in the middle, and then you can go up and you can go down, and you'll cut both bits the same. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that with all of these pieces. I may have too many here, it doesn't actually matter. I should do 2 together. Let me see. I think I do 2 together on this. I can. And the final 2. They're not quite even, so I'll try and make sure they're right in the middle. Okay, so there are all my pieces. One missing, there it is, there we go. So there are all my pieces just cut up. This is going to be too many. I'll make more than one card with these. Actually, there's enough here. That's nearly, oh yeah, those are just over. So those pieces will do another one. Amazing. So yeah, some of those pieces will do another one. So I'll put those over there for a minute. If you've got some smaller pieces, it's fine, but you do need some that are 14 centimetres long. The rest, honestly, you can use smaller ones as well. So for my card, I'm going to use a copper clay base because it matches a lot of the colours in this set and goes well with it. And then I'm going to use 2 sheets of basic white. Both of these, now the card base is the normal card base, 21 by 14.8, scored at 10.5. And the bit I want here, I think I need a new blade on the trimmer. It's going to be covered, don't worry. And this piece is 13.8 by 9.5. And I've got 2 pieces the same, one for the inside and one for the outside. I've also already stamped a sentiment. I'm just going to make this very plain on the front, happy birthday, and that's stamped on a scrap of basic white. And then I've cut a bigger piece of copper clay, which is 10.5 centimetres by 3, because this is 2.5. And I'm going to stick that to it and trim so it's the same shape all the way around. I'll show you that very quickly, which is a nice way to do a sentiment. I like to just make it with sort of flag, I call them flag ends. I don't know if that's the right thing to say at all, but that's what I call them. So if I put that on there in the middle, and that's a little bit, should trim that a little bit. It's just got a slightly fluffy edges on it because I think I need yet another new blade on my trimmer. And then all I need to do is follow the line of my original sentiment and trim off the edges to give me a border. So that's going to be my sentiment just for the front. It's going to sit in the middle. So I'll put those to one side a minute, get one of my pieces of basic white and my, what are we calling these? I don't know, what are they? They're sort of triangles, aren't they, I suppose? Triangles, yeah, they're triangles. Now, what I'm going to do first is just with a pencil. Now, I know this is 13.8, sorry, so I need to divide it up. So that is going to be 6.9. I'm going to make a little mark just at one side where it's halfway along. So if you're doing this a slightly different size, then obviously use your measurements appropriately. Now I'm just going to put glue all over this piece. I'm going to get messy, but hey, I'm a messy crafter. We've said this before, and I will say it again. I am a very messy crafter. So why not do something that's really messy from the start? So I'm going to give this piece of card a really good covering in some Tombow. And then all I'm going to do is lay my pieces from that point. So I put my point there, and then I'm just going to lay them really in any order. It doesn't matter. The orders don't matter. Just from the point and out. You see the pattern, yeah. And again, the order doesn't matter. I think I'll put a blue one next. Just making sure that the point lines up. Which one haven't I used yet? I haven't used this one yet. I'll use this down here. So you just want the points to line up, and the rest of it will cover. Oh, that's going to be just right there. That's good. Let's have another dark one in there. See how simple this is? Oh, I don't know which colour to use for the end. No. I'll go back to that one, I think. So match it either side, and then finally the lighter colour again. So I have got a few too many bits, and you know what? That does not matter. There we go. So I end up with a lovely fan across my card, and then all I'm going to do now, I'm going to really should let it just dry a little bit, but hey, let's go ahead. So then all I'm going to do is trim off all the excess bits. Which are actually almost enough for yet another card, but hey. So you can do this with whichever bits fit on your card, to be honest. As I say, I like to have at least 14 centimetres for the middle bits because they are quite long to go across the middle. You could do it with different width cards and have different widths of triangles. But there we have it. So there is my card with my paper scraps all over it. I'm going to stick it on the front here. Ooh, should we have a white border? I'm just thinking, yeah, good question. I'm just thinking it might be nice to have a tiny white border all the way around. So there we go. This is crafting on the hoof here, but I think it just might look nice to have that. So we'll have one. So that was 9.5. So if I do this one 10 by 14.3, that will just give me a little border. And we can decide if that's a good thing or not. Oh, let's have a look. Now, with or without? With, I think, because I've got quite a lot of white in there. So to finish up the card, I'm just going to stamp the inside piece with my sentiment, stick all of those on, and there's my card. And don't forget to do your envelope, and I'll come back and show you how to do that in just a minute. So I've stamped the inside of the card, and I thought I'd just use some of the trimmings just to add another little bit of interest to the inside of the card. So I'm just going to use these two bits because they match. I've used copper clay for my sentiment there. Oh, look. Why does this always happen? Okay. I shall use some of my stamping seal instead, given that my Tombow's run out and I haven't got time to go and get another one while I'm filming. So we'll just use some bits of Tombow. Actually, I think I'll have them in the top corners. Just to add a bit more, I could put 2 more on the bottom. It doesn't really matter, but just you can add some interest inside as well with some paper scraps. So So that's my card, which I'll stick together, but I wanted to show you how I'm going to decorate the envelope. And if I'm not using a stamp set, which I'm not, I'm just using obviously a sentiment stamp set. So instead of stamping an image inside or stamping an image on the envelope, I'm going to paper cover the back. And the best way to do it, this one isn't just quite big enough, but it will do, is to put your paper bit underneath your flap, and then you can draw around it. Actually, I might draw it. No, I'm not going to see it either side particularly. This isn't the best colour to have used, to be honest. But I can then draw around the edge, so I know roughly where that goes. There we go. And then you can't see this terribly well on here, but if I cut just inside that edge then and follow it round, and the same this side. Then my piece will stick across the top of the envelope. So with that one, I do need to just shape it a little bit more at the bottom. That's fine. But play with it. If your piece is big enough, then obviously you can actually just cover the whole envelope, which is the whole envelope flap. This one isn't, so I'm having to cut it so that I've got, I haven't done that terribly well, but you get the idea. So I'm going to stick that to the flap, and that will then decorate my envelope to match my card. So it just remains for me to put all of this together, and that's the card finished. So I hope you liked that card. Do go and have a look at my website, where you'll find the blog with all the measurements and the instructions and things if you haven't remembered them from the video. And I will see you again very soon. While you're on my website, do sign up for my emails, and then you'll get all my news every week. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed the idea of a different idea for envelopes, which is to cover the flap with paper. I hope you've enjoyed this using paper scraps card, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.